Well, I'm gonna slay the princess. My interest in this game was recently heightened due to me joining a call with my two moderators, GW and Green Dude. And during our discussion about the allocation of funds with the laboratory, GW booted up this game and started playing it in the background, and he was gracious enough to let me decide some choices. So I went through 2 pathways, and that was enough for me. I was like, you know what? I don't want to play anymore because I want to stream this. So what I'm going to do is reenact my first 2 choices as I did during that stream call. And from that point on, everything will be new. So let's fucking do this. English. Black Tabby Games! Look at... Serendipity Forge. Hey, Baylor. This game's got fucking motion sickness. This is a love story. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have hearts and see them through. There's no permanent endings. There are no wrong decisions. There is only fresh perspective and new beginnings. This is a love story. What the hell? Accessibility. Self-voicing volume drop? I don't know what the fuck that means. Okay, yeah, return. Controls, I'm pretty sure it's all just point and click and stuff, but... What is preferences? Display window. Boil effect? Boil? Power of like flickering images off. Yes. Auto advanced text off. Yep. Blinking off. Oh, actually, no. No, that's fine. Yeah, that's for text, not for fucking imagery. Okay, let's go. New Gamas. Chapter 1. The Hero in the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Fucking hell.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
So I remember my first... Okay. Silently continue to the cabin. I remember my first... Okay. If I remember correctly, I didn't talk. I simply just did... I went to the cabin, ignored the narrator, but saved the princess instead. That was my first thing. So I'm going to reenact that. You missed the story?
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
You didn't miss the story. This is the story. It's happening now. We are enacting the story. You make your way up the fucking path, and you fucking find princess within, isn't it?
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Queen.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed to cabinet.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Enter the basement. Ignore the knife.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's Milkman, darling.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Unarmed. The only way you would slay a Princess TM is if you found out she's mean to dragons. That's completely fair. You know this game when GW was playing it. GW has converted me to this game, and that's why this is why we're here. We're here to do... Say hi, just checking in on you. I'm here to save you. I'm here to save you. I don't think I said anything. I think I just did everything without talking the first time. I thought it was a dating sim. I guess it could be if you're into... Never mind.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
You're on the dragon's side.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
No. I mean, yeah. I'll see what I can do. Examine the channels.
You're only making this more difficult.
Ask her as many controversial questions as you can. I think I need, because we've got some new people in, I'm going to reiterate the history I have with this game. So, because I was in the call with GW and he was kind enough to let me do some choices, I am reenacting my first two paths, and then after that it'll all be new. Also, I need to extend the chat, it's getting too thin. That's better. But are there those lights reflecting actually used much in the UK? Yeah, you can use them. I don't see many people actually use them, although I kind of stay away from the roads at night time, just cause there's lots of accidents in this city. But yeah, I see people use them. Raimon wanted to know, yeah, no, we could use them. There's actually a lot of applications you can use those reflectors for, other than just being used for, you know, not being hit by traffic. I have a couple of ideas I might do with it. I'll let you know if it works. I want to keep it a surprise.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
No key, darling.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
No.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key is still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
Ta, love. In a bit.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
Fuck.
You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Hey, let us out, or try the door, return to the bottom of the stairs. I don't remember what I did. I guess... Okay, yeah, I think I just returned to the bottom of the stairs, because if somebody locks you down here, trying the door and saying, hey, let us out, isn't going to do shit, so...
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Shut up, narrator.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
It's not a mess. Got a window.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely
Ah!
hesitates before
I
raising
forgot about
her
this.
to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
It's not.
Or we could use it to free her.
Yes.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
You don't know that. Save the princess.
Fine.
Yep, yep. I like how my cursor turned into a tiny knife.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp. It takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door with a knife.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
No, it doesn't.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Fucking slay, 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 slay. Jesus. One.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
I know that, but I'm being controlled by a Melvin.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Slay, 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 slay. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
Fuck you.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
Yeah.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Fuck.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
Literally?
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2. The damsel.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, I remember this time I questioned the hell out of all of this. This has happened already? Okay, no. No. But I died. What is happening? Oh, you bastard! You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks. I remember that. Yeah, I said this.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
We got a new voice in our head. The Smitten.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
Yeah, but what a peck it would be.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
No. Okay, let's assume I'm telling the truth. And all of this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. You were the one who did us in, villain.
Villain?
Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
I don't know. Space dust?
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme.
Dastardly.
Convoluted. I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
I'm with them. I'm gonna find a way to save her from the cabin. Let's talk about the princess, proceed to cabin, turn around and leave. I think at this point I just gave up. I was like, you know what?
Are we running away?
Yeah.
What are you doing? We have to save her.
I don't give a shit anymore. You guys are stupid.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope. But anyone's betting in here. Okay, fine. You're persistent. I'll go. No. Okay, fine. I'll go to the. No. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. Lie. Nope. I think I just said nope in, like, defiance. Just imagine me throwing my hands up into the air and just going, nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Yep.
It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
I don't believe you.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting fuzzy. What's going on? Where are we? Oh, I don't like this one bit. There's not a single damsel in sight. How done.
Shut up, Smitten. The world around you is unwoven. Its physical matter replaced by a textured nothingness. It is quiet. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. Feel as probe across the fabric of reality, extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Resistance. Fingers drag crawls across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. What? What is this nightmare? Wake up, embrace the thoughts and constriding you. I think my answer was just embrace it. Because I don't know where I am. What's the point of resisting? Urgency. You have a story you need to finish. It is the only way for us to escape this place. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am your only salvation. Bleh! Chapter 1. Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And you're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Ain't it? Note, you can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting the tab key. Or the on your controller. I think this time, I just did exactly what the narrator told me to do. So I did one extreme, tried to save her, resisted the narrator, and then I just obeyed. I was a good little dog. And then after that, it's all new. Okay, Yep. Go to the cabin.
You make your way up.
Skip. Proceed to the cabin. Skip. Okay, take the blade. This is new.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
That's right. Stabby stab. Enter cabus.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Grim.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi. Just checking in. Continue downstairs. I remember I didn't say anything.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Steel your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
I got a stick. A sharp stick. A sharp metal stick.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Slay the princess!
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
I could try stabbing again. I mean, you know.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
I think I stabbed her again. I'm not sure. I feel like she has some kind of trick up her sleeves. I remember this.
It's over. You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing hidden up there.
We should make sure.
What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that.
Why?
And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
Okay. You're right. She's dead. Let's get out of here.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
Because we have.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Oh, okay. That's bullshit. Let me out of here. Yep.
What's done is done, and there's no going back now. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey. We're not just going to stay here forever, right?
Of course not. Of course we are. I like it here. Didn't you hear the narrator? I'm happy. We're happy. Hell no, do you have any ideas how to get us out of there? Get us out of here? Yeah.
I do, but you're probably not going to like it.
I'm gonna kill myself, isn't it?
The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
Dude, we've got 2 windows in the chair. There's nothing here.
Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it.
I agree.
Don't you dare.
I'm gonna. Anything to get us out of here.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate?
This isn't bliss.
Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die.
Good. Ah!
The end. Nice knowing you.
Fuck you. Alright.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Here's a bloody princess.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
In it. Bastard and watched your tricks. Nah, I'm getting deja vu. Wait, this has already happened. Okay, no. But I killed myself. I think after I did all that, I started questioning. I digged for answers. Hasn't this happened already? It's act ignorant, but curious for answers.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again.
I remember cold, yes.
Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth. And all this really did happen already. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything? Yeah, but can we skip that?
Those are two very different questions, but let's say for a moment, if you're back here, oh, we listened to you plenty. We slew the princess just like you asked us to, and then you locked us away in an empty void for eternity. So we slew ourselves too. Well, if you killed yourself, then you weren't listening to me, because I would never want you to do that. Believe it or not, I care about you. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, what do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. Yes, but in this purely, had you failed to slay the princess, it doesn't matter because we didn't fail to slay her. And if she's really back, which I doubt, it'll be just as easy to do it again. But after that nasty trick you pulled on us, maybe she's not the only one around here in need of slaying.
Whoa!
Just stay focused, will you?
That was a very interesting threat. I would like to kill the narrator. Let's talk about the princess.
Just be quick about it.
No, we're going to take our time with this. If anything, the world ended after I slew her. Then I tried to leave. Everything was gone. Yes?
That's a good point. How do we know we didn't have things backwards? Maybe slaying the princess was what ended the world, not the other way round. Yes. Maybe this whole thing was a trick to get us to end the world. And now we get to go through the whole charade again, wholly aware of what's waiting for us at the end. But that's assuming she's alive in that cabin. We did kill her, after all. You're going to find her in the cabin. If the princess had actually been slain, you wouldn't be here. And let me assure you, killing her will not end the world. I don't know what you think happened to you last time, but it's a load of nonsense. You'll get your happy ending. I promise. Well, that's exactly what we're afraid of. Really? Living happily ever after sounds that bad to you? Oh well, there's no use arguing over your masochism. The cabin awaits.
I got more questions. Oh. Well, okay, this is what happens if I right-click. That's cool. Return. Last time around I stabbed her in the heart and she died. How can someone like that end the world? Who locked her in the basement? Yeah.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
You suck. If people locked her away, why would they just slay her?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
I'm special?
Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course we're special.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. This is boring. He's clearly not interested in talking, so let's just do as he says, and maybe he'll stop bothering us.
I don't know. Yeah, okay, that's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Proceed to cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
Yeah?
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Okay.
She won't be a problem.
Cabanos.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time.
It does look way more rugged and dusty than last time I came.
Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Yes, there is.
There's definitely a mirror.
Yeah, it's right there.
There isn't.
Yes.
Who cares if there's a mirror? Let's just go into the basement and find her body so we can be done with this.
Shut up, Cold. I care about it if I'm being lied to. Yes.
As do I. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror.
I'm
Why
using
would I
them.
lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
How dare you? What if I do want to preen? The whole cabin is different than last time. Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
There's a fucking mirror right here.
This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
Reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
No?
But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
Okay, take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Enter the basmati.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Fuck.
The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain.
Already dead.
Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head, Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? Ghost!
Ruh-roh, Reggie.
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh no. Ghost goo.
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
You do?
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
I don't think you can kill a ghost with a knife. Wait to see how things play out.
I see you brought that annoying knife again.
Yeah. Kinda regret doing that now. This is a bad look.
So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else?
I don't know. Tell you the truth, I have no idea. It's exactly what I was trying to tell you about the woods. So already we killed her once. Nah. Killed you? What are you doing? Yeah. Do you know why you came back? No. Stop playing the victim. You threatened me. Nope. Sorry I killed you last time. I shouldn't have done that. Do you want me to die? Do you want me to kill? No. I'm sorry. Is there anything I can do? No. The people who wanted you dead tricked me, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Let's team up. Maybe. It might have been that one. What do you want from me? Might have been that, actually. Yeah, just get straight to the point. What do you want from me? That actually feels right. I was told you were going to end the world. Okay, clearly slaying you isn't going to work. Let's team up. No. I think it was that. What do you want from me? Where did that go? Yeah, what do you want from me?
I just want the same thing I've always wanted. To go home. But this place won't let me go. At least, not alone.
Yeah?
I've tried. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place. Even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
Maybe we should just leave. If she can't get out on her own, then why do we have to do anything? We could probably walk out right now and everything will be fine. Hasn't got out and can't get out are two very different things. It'd be dull anyway. It's more interesting if we make a choice.
And Calder's right this time.
But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride.
Ok.
After all, you owe me.
Shit.
Absolutely not.
Shut up, narrator.
Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her.
Good.
Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
That's... I remember this, yes, and I got super excited. I was like, yes! Let's make it happen!
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
I don't care. What if I say no? Where's just yes? I need to think this. Sounds great! Do it! Yep.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
Bah.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
A do-over.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
Yes! Yes, that's right! It's all been his fault, now you see!
So, it doesn't work like that for you? Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor, are they also supposed to be you?
Broken glass.
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass,
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? I'm me, is what I am. Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too. I'm clearly the same thing you are.
And what is that?
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
How lovely.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen. Obviously, she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
Nah, it's too late. Slay the princess? How? Explore. I can't think straight. There's too much noise. Leave the basement.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do. Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world? It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world.
It's outside of the world.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world. I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn? A against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door. For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
True.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate. And whine.
And wine. I do like cold, but he's a bit cold.
This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen.
Trudge forward.
You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
Cool.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle, but you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will. Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
Open the door.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. Collapse to the ground, you and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see... yes?
We're back here.
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose. But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world? We're still here. Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
You feel a lightness in your chest as a pair of sunken eyes emerge from your body and stare up at you.
Anna, you actually freed me, didn't you? I'm outside. Thanks for giving me a second chance, Philip.
Dimension.
I think this is where I meant to be.
Blah! The fucking mirror's back. But you don't get a chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her stead.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
No, I don't think we're in charge anymore.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't think we're privy to any thoughts from this point. Let's just take the hint. Approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
What else are we gonna do, man? There's nothing. Ignore him. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. Ignore him. You have to look.
The voices feel small, distant, as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it.
In it.
The fuck is that? It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. What cabin? Whoa. You are at the cabin. Approach her. You recognize the presence inhabiting the shell. It is the entity that dwells in the space between. I would have rather said anomaly, but sure.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
You're welcome. You're that thing I met in the space outside the woods, aren't you? I thought that was a dream. What are you? Yeah, what are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Yeah. So what happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
How many more pieces are there left to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Okay, good. Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Fuck! Fucking... Everything goes dark, and you die. Chapter 1. Hero in the picture.
You're on a path in the woods.
Shut up. Shut up. So this is it. This is all new to me. I redid everything that I remembered. And then I re-remembered some stuff I forgot. Ugh. Let me think. What have we got? We've got a lot of dialogue now. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing the princess seems kind of bad. Can't someone else do it? Forget this. I'm not doing this. Maybe it's okay that the world ends. Do I get some part? Do I get a reward? Okay. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet. Silently continue.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Where's my voice?
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find...
Proceed to the cabin. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Yeah. Enter the basmati. Risotto.
The door to the basement.
Just checking in on you. Hi, I think I'm here to kill you. You know what? Friendly. Hi!
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Kai.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
You gonna kill me or something? Bring in a knife. It could be used to free her. Look at the... Nuh-uh. I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk. Why would you even think that? I'm holding a knife. I'll say I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Okay.
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out.
Yes, actually. Yeah.
Don't you dare.
Shut up, narrator.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Well, if you say so. Drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
NP.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty awkward. Nah, it's not fine a relationship. Are you coming on to me? How would I get out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What you have to say about that? What's your name? Yes.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
That's not what I asked.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Listen, you're the one who offered to talk. So start talking.
Just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
Hmm.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No. Not in any versions of this reality that they told me. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Hmm.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
No, and believe me, I did try to coax it out of them, and I got no answers. And I don't think I'm ever going to get an answer to that. I don't think it matters.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Hmm.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
I just want to know why people think you're dangerous. I don't give a shit what you do.
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
I don't know who put you here.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
Subjugating. Finally. We're getting somewhere. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
Wasn't asking you.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
Decided what to do with your fucking attitude.
You know why you're here.
I'm gonna get you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
I know it isn't.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there is a key, do you have any ideas besides cutting you out of here? Do you have a plan B?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
Okay, if you're okay with that.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Okay.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Well, yeah, of course, I'm going to be cutting someone's arm open. Of course I'm not going to like that. Save.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Yes. Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
One.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
That's the plan.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
It was. I got exactly what I wanted. Oh shit, hey Neb. I have noticed I've not looked at chat for a while. It's been pulled away for a bit, but now it's time to see where the madness goes. He slipped, he said I. The narrator said I. He's a dick. Chapter 2. They're free.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Queen.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Getting deja vu. Wait, this has already happened. Okay, no. Just go.
I'm not so sure running away is the best idea. We're not the only person stuck here. What about her?
Hey, skeptic. You're a new voice.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Yes.
Do you even know where you're going?
No. Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange.
Good.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again.
Okay. Go into the cabin.
That's great to hear. As long as you bring that fiery attitude to princess slaying, I think this will all resolve splendidly.
Yes.
Good. Going back to the cabin is the only way we can get to the bottom of things.
Okay, Skeptic. Gonna need you to turn it down a bit.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
This is more like a castle than a cabin.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Don't want it.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Approach the mirror. I'm not gonna say anything.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe the grime.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Yes.
But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
I hope it does. Enter basement.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation, and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
You're not in control.
Are you sure? What if she, I don't know, turns it against us? Which I'm bringing up in a purely hypothetical manner.
She will. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yes, I'm sure.
She will anyway, regardless if we take it or not.
Turns it against you? She's a prisoner here. She'll only be able to turn it against you if you give it to her. Which you won't be doing because she's an existential threat to the entire world. Okay. I'm trusting you.
Hey, don't I get a say here? What's the big idea?
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go.
Well, we're not going to use it.
Wonderful. You do exactly that, sweeping the blade from the table before proceeding to the basement.
Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it.
No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Were we not the first? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier.
That one's free, though.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Me and Skeptica got the right idea.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
There's no chairs here. I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm not just going to leave her here. Leave the princess in the basement. Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you are.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that? Who's it for? What would you have me do? I think I'm just gonna leave you here, actually. Nah. Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest.
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
Good. That's what I was hoping for.
So you've already been here. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things.
It's out of your hands now, narrator. Shut up.
It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
Yes, why don't you keep your mouth shut?
If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably. I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I really don't like narrator.
I won't. Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
What happened after I died last time? Because you seem to remember.
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
I believe her.
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
The other chain on the wall, who's it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
I think that's a good idea.
Maybe it'll fit.
Sarcasm aside, I want to do that.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
I disagree. Inspect shackle.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
And why is that?
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
I won't be.
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
But what if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am.
Inspect the shackle.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad?
Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Excuse me?
Yes?
Are we stuck here now?
Yes.
Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
It is funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
We did.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Me and Skeptic are on the fucking same train here. Though I don't like his attitude, but his thinkings are aligned with mine. Hey, Green. Guess I'll die. So we're both stuck. What should we do? Did you know that this was going to happen?
No.
Good. Wait in silence.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything.
I want to see if it happens.
This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent.
At least the world is safe.
It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
How exactly does that work?
It just does.
Well, we're not going anywhere, so you might as well stop playing coy.
But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk.
This isn't small talk. This is important.
That's rude.
Continue to wait. It's
You
working.
continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
No, she hasn't.
I guess she hasn't.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass, until suddenly there are no walls. And then... And...
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Yes.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
It worked. But I'm all out of good ideas now. I'm all out of good ideas. I don't know what to do from this point on. But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave, memory returns.
she's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
No.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to cabin. There you are again.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Good.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same you were before, or have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Okay. What does it feel like?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Good. What are your thoughts on this vessel?
This one is determined, but also cautious. One that would rather let the world move around her than move it herself. She will make for a patient heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Okay, I'm ready.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Fuck, that jump scared me last time. Holy moly.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path...
Okay, well, kind of out of ideas, but I have one more idea. Just to guide you to your favorite princess. Sure. Why not? Let me read the possibilities. Are they same? Do not get a reward. Forget it, I'm not doing this. Can't someone else do it? Yeah, it's all the same. I'm very glad that that worked. I'm very, very happy that that worked. That was really interesting. I didn't think I'd be able to get my way, but it worked. The second I saw the loose shackle, my brain was like, what if we shackle ourselves to the wall and just let entropy take over? And it worked. 100% worked. Because when we killed her before and left, she turned into a skeleton, so time clearly passes down there. Made sense to me. And it worked. I'm glad it worked. Go to the basement without the knife, then the narrator tries to slay her. Don't resist. Okay. Don't resist. You got it. Skip. Enter Basmati. No knife. Just check it in. I'm here to save you. Continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening.
I'll do what I can.
You're only making this more difficult.
Yeah. Gonna go back upstairs.
Okay, I'll be here.
Try the door.
You tried the door, but it's locked from...
Go back downstairs.
You make your way to the bottom of...
Slay her! Wait. When the narrator tries to slay her, don't resist. So you mean now? Yeah, save for now. Yeah, I was thinking that.
Fine.
Bah! Approach the lock.
No.
Is it this bit, or do I warn her? You're talking specifically about the resist option, aren't you? Slay now? Alright.
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time?
No, actually, I was doing what chat told me to do.
I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world.
It can't just end like this, right?
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
That's fine. What voice will we get for this?
Chapter 2, The Witch.
You're on a path in the woods, and you're here to slay.
I know I'm here to slay Queen. Proceed to cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Opportunist. Interesting. Go to the cabin.
The
Whoa.
interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Approach mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
What are you talking about?
Wipe grime.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin.
I'm going to do it every
I
time.
hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
You know what? I'm just going to go to the basement. Without a knife. I don't care.
No blade. Hope you know what you're getting us into.
I don't.
It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
No, we don't.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
I'm going home. Yeah, I'm not nasty. Hello.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
I'm hoping so.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is.
And what is she?
Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
Oh! Oh, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, you just shut up. Shut the fuck up.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine. You're the boss.
Yes, we are. Now shut up. You and narrator, go fuck off somewhere. You're both useless.
Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
Honestly, I don't know. All I know is that if I leave this place with you alive, I advance. So, let's cut the crap and come upstairs.
She's acting like the two of you already know each other.
We do.
Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
Well, not here, but sure.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it.
I really don't like the opportunist. He's a bit of a suck-up. Bit of a brown nose.
Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us.
Oh my god, you are the most insufferable one yet.
Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
I'll tell you what, I'll do that if you slay the opportunist.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
Oh, you're just a rat. Not even a fun rat. Not even a fun rat. You're just a fucking... Ugh. God, I know people like you.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Bleh. Sorry about last time. Look, I made mistakes. We all make mistakes. No, don't say that. I get the sense that you're not happy with me. I'm unarmed. That's a gesture of goodwill. So why don't we talk it out? I died last time. You didn't. If anyone here should be trusted, it's you. Look, I know things all got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up. No. Can't you get out of those on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time. I don't have a nagging feeling that you're going to stab me in the back if I try and help you out of here. I don't trust you, not enough to free you. No. This one's tricky. I'll just be cut and dry. I'm sorry about last time.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
So we're at an impasse. Neither of us is going to get anywhere if we can't trust each other. Unless you want to fight. But I don't want to fight.
I'll never trust you doesn't mean I won't use you to get what I want. The cabin lets prying little beasts like you come as you please, but it insists I stay where I am. If I'm to leave, I'm to leave with you, and you alone.
Good! Then you understand the situation.
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
You both deserve each other.
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
No! Sneeze. Let's leave. No. Oh wait, no. Yeah, leave with the princess. Okay, let's leave.
Yes, let's.
Please don't stab me.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
Is the internet down? We just got a boom. Yeah, the internet's down. That sucks. Well, oh wait, good thing I record these things so that people can always check back. I will keep checking the interwebs. Okay, the internet's back. Successfully reconnected. Lovely, 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 lovely. Let me wait for everybody to say... We're back, refresh. Let me refresh chat. There we go. And let me go to chat box and refresh that too. Yeah, the internet dipped for a sec. We're back, a dinosaur story. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Just for a moment. Okay, back to it.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time. You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
Step onto the stairs.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
I've got a sense that she really wants to get out and she understands that I am needed. But she needs to believe that she's the one holding all the cards here. For this to work, I need to submit to that.
That's exactly what I'm worried about.
Shut up, opportunist. You don't know what you're talking about.
You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels.
perhaps even a little closer than you'd like. You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you. Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her. No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself. But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach. Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened. You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you? Why did you just say that? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing.
God damn it.
Clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight. Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact.
You're a damn fool. We could have left.
You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realise that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back. We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that? It's what I would have done.
Yeah, and that's why you suck.
Have you considered not being like that? Of course not. It's what keeps us alive.
We're dead because of that.
And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
Trying to help you. You could have gotten out of there. Yeah?
Why would I ever trust you? Your hands have spilled my blood. And knowing that, you should never have trusted me either. You should have known I would never walk hand in hand with a loathsome thing like you.
God, you're pathetic.
By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
That's not true. Twice I've brought us both out of those stairs.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back. And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us.
Fuck me, I feel sick.
And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back.
You're an idiot. Where's Skeptic?
There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first.
Yep.
Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it?
It's because you're an opportunist. You're a fucking rat. You take advantage of people. You don't think ahead.
The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up. Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
No, this whole thing's been terrible.
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
we're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello? Are you still there? What happens next?
He doesn't respond.
I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
Well, at least we got a perspective. It's not the way I would have wanted it to go, but that's what happens when you deal with selfish people. They stab you in the back.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
Gaze. Well, Goopy, you've withered. Ugh.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Yeah, listen, I don't really want to know what you think this time. I'm getting out of here. Take me back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
I'm sure you will. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
It's a princess.
Idea.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes. She's
Okay. Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Mm-hmm.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
So is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need, and you should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
I was sent here to slay you. You're apparently supposed to end the world. But I don't think you're actually dangerous.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. I don't trust that, and I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about. Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to? We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This...
I won't kill you, but I can't just set you free. No. I'm going to keep you locked. No. I'm sorry, but I just can't. No. What the fuck happened here? What happened to my options? I won't kill you, but I can't just set you free. It's too risky. What if I stayed for a while and just kept you company? Maybe then everyone will be happy? No. I'm gonna keep you locked away down here at least for a little bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. And then the others are killer. At least this one seems more hopeful. This one sounds altruistic.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
Yeah.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Well, I was willing to be civil. Retrieve the blade. Lock her in the basement.
I know you think this is some kind of fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here.
They might.
It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay here and keep watch. No one has to die.
Right.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm locking the door. There's a draft.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way back to the stairs.
Fine. Turn your back on me. But it won't be long before I slip these chains. chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped the mask, didn't she? You can still grab the blade and get back down here.
No, we're sticking to the plan.
It'll be the death of all of us, but fine. We'll do it your. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
No.
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. But it's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
I was on your good side, and then you flipped.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Threaten me with all you want. All this does is ease my guilty conscience. So all of that was just an act, wasn't it? You're not really innocent, harmless. You're not even a princess, you're a monster.
I can be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
It doesn't.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Then we go back. Things just seem to be getting worse.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay...
Queen. Slay Queen.
A warning, she will lie. I don't think... It doesn't matter. Don't trust
anyone.
Paranoid. Great. That's going to be helpful.
The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table. The blade is your implement.
Hold on. What happened to the door? It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us?
Yes, I can. I just noticed. Look over there. There's a figure with a tiara and 2 little peepers. Oh wait, there's more. There's 4 sets of eyes looking at us from the windows.
I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
Check the mirror. As is
Walk up
tradition.
to the wall next to the empty.
What are you talking?
Wipe it
You
clean.
reach forward and did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad.
Go to the basement. We don't need the blade.
Oh, we should have taken the knife. I don't think going down there unarmed is going to do us any favours.
That's why you're paranoid.
You cross over the
Whoa.
threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness.
More eyes, too. You never mentioned the eyes.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Come back? She must have you confused with someone else.
You really don't remember, do you? It doesn't matter, we need a game plan. We know we can't just go down there unprepared.
Yes, we can. I'm going to talk to her.
Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted. Talking won't do you any good.
Yeah, and I've learned that no matter what I do, the outcome is always the same, so shut up.
Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway.
Yeah, well, if I don't do it my way, then what's the point?
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between 2 loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed.
Yep.
Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is?
No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you.
Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again.
Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Good, and then we can finally talk. Hug the left wall.
You turn to the left. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
Good.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow.
This is it, isn't it?
It's almost like you want me to get you.
There has to be a way out of this. Think. Think!
What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate.
It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. Heart. What are you doing?
I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want...
And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death. Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more?
You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Heart,
Can't decide what you want to do, can you?
nerves,
Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
lungs,
She isn't attacking us.
nerves,
Why?
heart,
The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. And how are we supposed to do that? We don't have a weapon. The way out of here is nowhere to be seen. That isn't my fault. It doesn't matter whose fault it is, because fighting her isn't an option right now. Then you should get looking, shouldn't you?
Why won't you finish me off? What good am I alive? What do you want with me? What happened after you killed me last time? I was sent here to stop... No. You're a lunatic? Yeah, that's gonna work. If you want us to work together, you can at least turn off this whole organ shutting down situation.
I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
heart, lungs, liver,
Hmm.
heart, lungs, liver, nerves,
We don't have to be enemies, we can work together, we can be friends even. Yeah, no.
nerves, heart, lungs, liver,
I'm not gonna do I'm not doing any of this. I'm not helping
liver,
you leave, and I'm not going to try and kill you. So do your worst.
liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver,
Okay,
nerves,
let's get out of here.
What? No!
Yes.
I knew you'd come around. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful.
No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops moving, and,
Do you think you could just wrest control away from us? This body's barely functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Won't letting us die here just make it end faster?
shit.
Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs.
With a flick of the princess's wrist, the stairs slide back into place. I can't believe you're making me watch you damn everyone to torment and oblivion.
Heart,
Come along now. You don't want to be stuck down here.
nerves, heart.
The princess glides onto the stairs and beckons you to follow. If only you had a weapon, this would be the perfect opportunity to use it. But we don't.
Lungs, liver,
We've already made our choice.
lungs, liver.
We can still grab it on the way out.
Shut up, paranoia.
You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the suggestions for the time being. Just focus on keeping us alive. Right.
Heart, lungs, liver,
Step onto the stairs.
You step onto the basement stairs, following the princess as she ascends. Pins and needles punctuate your every step, an uncomfortable and constant reminder of your mortality. Is this really worth it?
Yes.
At least it's a choice. That doesn't justify anything. A terrible choice is still terrible.
Make sure you keep up. We wouldn't want you to fall.
As if acting on instinct, you crane your neck and look behind you. There is nothing there.
liver,
The princess reaches the top of the stairs and taps on the door.
liver,
Her head twists back in your direction, watching you with dead eyes as the way out creaks open. Don't forget that your pristine blade is still on the other side. You can still make this right. You can still save everyone. You can still save yourself from becoming her tormented pet.
There's no harm in us having a weapon. it does is give us more options, and we are dangerously low on those right now. Have you considered that maybe you could operate the autonomic nervous system for a bit? Everyone is trying to manipulate us, and I can only do so many things at once to keep us alive.
Then focus on keeping us alive.
Heart. Liver? Your body seizes violently as you regain consciousness on the floor of the cabin.
No. You're doing it all wrong. You're supposed to do it like this. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. I guess I have to do everything around here, don't I?
Yes, paranoia.
Heart, lungs, liver.
There we go. Back with me where you belong. I thought you might have decided to break yourself just to spite me. It's better for you that you didn't. Now we can get back to business. For starters, we won't need this where we're going.
The princess plucks the blade from the floor and tosses it through the door behind you. It vanishes into the inky black of the basement, never to be seen again. Guess we're not stabbing her in the back. I guess not.
It was never an option.
I'm going to fix myself a stiff drink. If I'm about to watch you hand the world to her on a silver platter, I'd rather not be sober.
And now you open the door.
I do open the door.
There's nothing else for us to do. The doorknob twists in your hand, revealing the forested path beyond the cabin.
You bastard. You've actually done it. You've actually doomed everyone.
It's so beautiful. I can't wait to ruin it. But it's so cold, too. It's itching against my skin.
The princess, exhausted, slumps to the ground.
Why is it so cold?
That's another one. One more, I guess. The mirror's back.
She's gone. And there's that.
Touch the mirror.
This doesn't feel it's calling us. And not in a good way.
Glance. You've unraveled. We're back here again.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there.
Yeah, well, one more and you will be.
Do you know what we'll find out there?
No. I'm ready to forget.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
God, every time. One more to go.
You're on a path in the woods.
Go to the cabin.
You make your way.
How do I do this now? Take the blade.
You take the blade from
Into the cabin.
the door to the base.
Okay. Show memories. I don't know how to do that. 20-minute speed run. I'm going to be an asshole this entire time. These entire 4 runs, I've tried my best to reach some kind of compromise. And 2 of them ended very well, and the other 2 ended with horrible results. So this time, I'm going to be evil. Just checking in on you. Continue down the stairs. Actually, no. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Okay.
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
No problem.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
Why would we do that?
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
Because I've done it twice before, I think. Oh no, once before. The other one wasn't my fault.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason.
Yep. I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Squint at the princess while holding the blade.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Yes. Squint at the princess even harder.
You squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Squinting's a good name for a character. Slay the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Cool.
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
No, we can't. It's too late. Finish the job. Flee and lock the door. It's locked out. Finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here, either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
Absolutely not, no. This has happened 4 times.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay. What kind of princess do we get out of this? And what kind of voice do we get from this?
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to... She will...
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Cool.
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal, let's just get on with it already.
At least Stubborn is eager to get this done.
The cabin is tighter
Whoa.
than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
Mirror. Every
Walk
time.
up to the wall next. What are you talking about? You reach forward and rub, but there was a mirror a second.
And now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
Go to the basement.
No blade this time. Right then, fisticuffs it is. Probably more fair to her anyway. Wouldn't want to feel like we cheated our way to a win.
As long as you can still get the job done. And don't forget that the blade is waiting for you upstairs if you happen to change your mind. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
Okay.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. But no little knife this time, huh? Ugh. I hope you're not just here to chat. I've been itching for a rematch.
Let's do it then. So you remember me. Just get straight to the point. Attack her unarmed.
I guess we'll have to see how this goes. Your hands empty, you charge the princess.
Quit the pessimism, will you?
Right? It's almost like you don't want us to beat her. No, look, I'm rooting for you, I really am. I'm just doing my best to keep my expectations grounded. You don't have a weapon. You're supposed to have a weapon.
We'll be fine. Just watch.
You attack, fists raised, and the two of you fall into combat. Your clawed fingers tear into her flesh, and her fists and elbows return the blows in kind, bruises blossoming in her wake, and blood vessels rupturing in vivid sprays of gore.
Not bad. You're tougher than I thought you'd be.
Hear that? She respects us. We can pull this off.
Yeah. You're right.
But without that knife, you'll never be enough.
Her knee connects with your sternum with a loud, violent crack. The wind leaves your lungs, and as you struggle for breath, you can feel something flooding in to fill the space. Hot blood, suffocating you from the inside.
You have to want to kill me. Like this.
You don't so much as see her movement before she deals the killing blow. Everything goes dark, and you die. Are you serious?
That's it.
That's it.
Like hell it is. We're not giving up that easy. Now get up.
Didn't you hear me? You're dead. There's no getting up from that.
Get up.
Wait, no, that's not right. You're
Not dead anymore.
Yes. Your eyes bolt open and you push yourself back to your feet. You're alive.
Adrenaline! One hell of a drug.
The princess takes a step back and looks down at her pulp-covered fists.
I could have sworn I killed you. That's your face splattered on the walls and dripping from my hands.
Attack the princess. No, wait. I've forgotten why we were here. No, you definitely killed me. I just got better.
Maybe this will be a good fight after all.
The two of you clash once more. It's not as one-sided as I feared, but it's still a far cry from what I'd hoped. Her injuries, though numerous, pale in comparison to yours, and the wounds you've inflicted upon her barely seem to have slowed her down. As much as you're trying to ignore it, adrenaline pushing you far past your limits, every movement burns.
This is getting boring. Are you even trying to keep up with me?
She lands another devastating, no, lethal blow. Everything goes dark, again, and you die, again.
You know what I'm going to say.
That we're not dead?
Yeah, that we're not dead. Come on, get up. If we can just keep going, we're bound to wear her down eventually.
Are you sure she can't do what we're doing right now?
There's only one way to find out.
Get up.
Once more, you push yourself back to your mangled feet.
How are you still moving? How are you still doing anything? Bodies aren't supposed to look like that.
An uncharacteristic terror seems to grip her voice. Have we ever seen her afraid before? No, we haven't.
This is how we win. We can do this forever.
I'm going to put you out of your misery. I don't like looking at you like this. You're all twitching and wrong.
I'd like to see her try. We're invincible.
Her fist flies towards where your face used to be, your twisted body incapable of moving out of the way. And then you see nothing. Everything goes dark and we die? Yes, something like that. Well, don't you have something to say?
Yeah, I quit.
What? No! Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path...
Alright, change of plans. We're taking the blade this time.
Now why would we ever do that? Because she absolutely destroyed us? She sure did, but what a great way to go.
Oh, we've got a new voice.
Does it matter? We lost. Oh, why so glum, Rage Boy? I thought you were brave. I thought you were proud. Was all that bravado just hot air?
Look, it was just... The fight was better the first time, and the first time we had a weapon.
Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly you've already been here.
Not here.
Yeah, you think? What does here even mean, though? You've told us about the path of the princess and all of that already, but this is a very different path than the last one. That's a good point. Everything here is a little... off. Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
It's kind of fitting that this is the last princess for... So I'm going to keep going. We're going to do overtime. Head to the cabin.
Good. We're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard. Don't be so hard on yourself. We all wind up in creative ruts now and then. I'm sure if you put your mind to it, you could think of something worth telling us.
Go to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat.
That's horrible. I think it's kind of nice. Makes the room feel alive, doesn't it?
The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
We'll need it if we want to do things right.
I say we leave it to rust. Let's not make the same mistake twice. We could have won if we had it last time. Take it.
It's that mirror again. This time it's blocking the door.
Mirror? There is no mirror. There's the pedestal, the blade sitting on the pedestal, and the door to the basement. Oh, are we playing a game where we lie to people about things? That sounds fun. I respect and admire all of you, and I'm so happy to be here. What? There's clearly a mirror. I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely.
What are you trying to say exactly?
It means you're hallucinating. It went away after we touched it last time. Let's just do it again.
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange. It really is just like last time. Are we really hallucinating? Why here? Why now? Does it matter if it's actually real or not? Talking about it gets under his skin. That's all that matters. We should talk about it even more.
Let's just smash it and get it over with. I'm ready to get violent.
We won't be able to see what's in there if we smash it. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
Wipe it.
You reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead.
Why am I not surprised?
You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
So you've returned. Do you intend to weakly claw your fingers across my skin? Or have you finally decided to try and kill me properly? I think you'll find it won't be so simple. I've changed. The way your flesh felt grinding beneath my fist, it woke something in me. A fight is a song, but there was no music in our conflict. There was no beauty in what we did to each other, and now there's no beauty in me. Come down and see what you've done.
Okay.
Did you hear that? Oh, sounds like we got to her last time. Let's keep pushing, see what else we can make happen. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone. The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you. She wants us to be afraid because she wants us to think she can make us suffer. Don't give her the satisfaction. That's right, no fear. She's bigger than the last time, but she's pulling herself apart. She's practically done most of the work for us. We don't even have a weapon. It doesn't matter. I refuse to go out any way that isn't kicking and screaming.
You don't have to do this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did to you. Please just listen to me. This isn't over until I say it's over. Round 3. I can't just keep going like this. This is ridiculous.
If you're sorry, then you'll stand and fight. I don't want a sniveling coward. I want to squeeze the life out of a ferocious heart.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound. No, that's our stuff. She can't just do that. She just did. Unfortunate, I know, but reality is reality. Who needs stuff anyway? Look at us! We might be all over the place, but we're fine.
That's the first thing you've said that's made any sense. We may be down again, but we're not out for the count yet.
Still, you fall to pieces. What is the point of all this power if there's no challenge to using it? This is a numb existence.
You ripped your own skin off. If you want a challenge, how about you play fair? Yeah?
But the words don't leave your metaphorical mouth. Instead, all that leaves you is a wet and horrible gurgling as tissue vibrates out of place.
Oh god.
Our metaphorical mouth.
Oh, I didn't leave you a mouth, did I? It's better that way. Words get us nowhere.
She's right. We don't need words. We just have to push forward.
Hey, I like words. They're easy and we can have all sorts of fun with them. I prefer having a mouth. Well, unfortunately for you, you don't have one. Not anymore.
Give up, ignore her, and push forward.
Though the ribbons of your unraveled body struggle to coordinate, you manage to put one foot forward.
Oh, so there is some challenge left in you. Let's see how long it takes to crush it.
The princess clenches her fist, and as her knuckles tighten, even more of you becomes undone. Your skin is flayed, your fatty tissue torn from your muscles.
What are you? You're clearly not your skin.
Why would we ever be just our skin? We lost so much of it last time. We're obviously more than that. Who cares? I don't like not having skin. It hurts.
The pain doesn't matter. Just keep walking. She can't stop us if we don't let her.
Guys, I'm not sure we've got this one.
No, come on. It's just skin. What's wrong with you?
And just when I was starting to get a little excited. Don't think you could just quit so soon. Not after all those guts you showed me last time. Let's see what you're really made of. Maybe we can find where your courage decided to hide away.
Something infiltrates you. Though you do not see it, you feel it, slithering into your disaster of a body, seeping into the gaps between your molecules. The body of a sapient creature has, on average, 30 trillion cells. And each one of those cells is composed of 100 trillion some odd atoms. One of those cells is peeled from the others. 100 trillion atoms are gone.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Yes? I think. Then 2 are peeled away. Then 4.
This is nothing. Nothing!
8. 16. 32. 64.
Oh, is this a waiting game now? I hate waiting games.
128. 256. 512.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
1024. 2048. 4096. 8192.
Yeah, we get it. There's a lot of numbers in us for you to count.
16,384. 32,768. 65,536.
You can't just count us into oblivion.
130.
Okay.
What happens when it gets higher? Like, really higher? I don't know. They'll probably get even higher. There's a lot of numbers out there.
1 million.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
2 million.
I don't like this waiting.
Yeah,
I'm out.
16,700,000.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
there's the pain. I can feel it now. But we can handle this. We can't let her win.
268 million. We don't need to count anymore. Your lungs fill with liquid. You smell things you shouldn't. You choke on pieces of what used to be you.
Doesn't matter, because we're still alive.
You are deconstructed. You are reconstructed. A square you, a round you, a you with too many legs, a you with many mouths which won't stop screaming. Then all of it pressed into a ball, tightly packed into the size of a fist.
What does you even mean anymore? We just keep changing into horrible things we can't control. Make it stop, please. Make it stop. Please make it stop.
You means we exist. If we exist, then there has to be a way for us to win. Otherwise, this would just be pointless. It would all just be pointless torture.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Yes.
The ball is unraveled into the shape of a body. The skin peels off in a corkscrew. The eyes are plucked. The organs arranged in the air in a neat row.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
No.
Yes.
You are stretched into a line 12 feet long, then 24, then 48. The line gets thinner as you get longer. A mile. 2. 4. 8.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Yes.
16. 32. 64.
No.
And then, all at once, there is a great rewinding, and all of the disparate threads that once were you fall dutifully back into place. You are whole again, and in your body, the same body you arrived in. The princess stands before you, her dress of skin more tattered than before, her face sullen.
After all that, why do I still feel so empty? If only you could see what I see. If only you could remember what I remember. If only you weren't so weak. If only I could make you better. But maybe I can.
She stands, arms outstretched, neck craned, gaze transfixed on something unseen above you both.
This will all be worth it. It has to be.
You are unwound again. But it's different this time. Nothing slithers into your cells. You can feel something changing inside of you. But you see her changing too. Threads, strands of you, becoming pieces of something new. Something that's both you and her. Oh no, absolutely not. You have to stop this. Do you hear me? You have to stop this, or the entire world ends.
But there is nothing left to stop anything. Your consciousness drifts towards her.
There doesn't have to be distance between us anymore. You feel it too, don't you?
You do. You feel as though you're coming home. A home you've forgotten, but one that you've never left. Your heart.
No, this isn't right. I feel cold.
Oof, that took a long time. There's the mirror again. There's nothing there at all. My cursor has changed. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You've refocused your gaze, and then you see a figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection.
I think you know what I am.
You still have the ending. Either you do this tomorrow or go way over time. How much time do I have? How much time do I have? It could easily take another hour. Alright then. Putting a stop to it. Save. There it is. Quit. Bloody hell. That took a long time. This game is huge. And there's a lot of talking. There's also a lot of repeating and putting up with stubborn voices. It's a good narrative, but my god. This is something that could go on forever. And there'll be more of it tomorrow.